Now, hello guys, welcome to another episode. And in this particular video, we'll be talking about the tactical side of the Chelsea versus Wolves game. Now, before I begin, I must say it feels very good to actually analyze a match that Chelsea got the 3 points from. Because come on, it was becoming frustrating. We had been on 5 game winless streak in the EPL, so we really needed to win this game, especially with the fact that teams like Manchester City, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, and the rest, Newcastle, they are all vying for top four right now. So we needed to win this game, and we got the win. Now, the formation was basically a four at the back, 4-2-3-1. That was Chelsea's formation basically. And for me, the inclusion of Kenan Dewsbury all actually made sense because Kenan Dewsbury is a player that we know that he has not really what is it called lived up to expectations at Chelsea, but it made sense that he started this game because Enzo Fernandez was not available, and the closest player to Enzo Fernandez in the Chelsea squad right now is actually Kenan Dewsbury. All then we also saw Chaloba starting. Now, Chaloba starting actually made sense also because, come on, Kobe was injured and we literally went to recall Chaloba. I would say we had to beg him to come back. So we went to recall Chaloba from his loan at Crystal Palace, and he came back. And for me, I believe Chaloba actually had a very good game in this match. Then Captain Rhys James also started, and it feels so good seeing Rhys James start because, come on, we all know Rhys James' quality, and the only way he can truly get back to his best is when he gets enough minutes under his belt. So it felt so good seeing Rhys James start. Then Pedro Neto is somebody that actually surprised me that he started because I felt like Jadon Sancho was the one that should be starting as our left winger in this game, but Neto started and Neto did not really impress me. Now for what's it called, for Wolves, they line up in a 3-3-4-3. That was how he lined up, a 3-4-3. So basically, you can call it a 3-4-2-1, depends on how you want to look at it. And of course, this formation changed as the game started. When Chelsea had possession of the ball, Chelsea changed their shape. We changed the shape to a 3-1-6. Basically, Cucurella moved higher up the pitch into the left half space here. Kenan Dewsbury pushed up higher into the right half space here. Then Moises Caicedo was the defensive midfielder. Then Chaloba basically spread out here, Tosin spread here, and Rhys James maintained here. So it was a three at the back, 3 1. Caicedo as the lone defensive midfielder, and then 6. So basically a 3-1-6. But something that was different in this particular 3-1-6 was that we had a diamond in the midfield. So this was basically the diamond. We had a diamond here. This was basically the diamond. We had a diamond here. So this diamond was between Caicedo, Cucurella, Palmer, and Dewsbury all, and it was something that really interested me in this game. It piqued my interest in this game because, and it was just something that interested me because it was a very fluid diamond, and it got us the win. It got us the win, and it got us control of the game. Now in response, Wolves actually lined up in a 5-2-3. So this guy came back. So it was basically a 5-2-3, depending on how you want to look at it. So basically a 5-2-3. Five at the back, 5 players at the back. Then two midfielders here. Then the three forwards. Now, what this meant was that 3 players were pressing. These 3 players were the one pressing. Now, if these 3 players were pressing, they were pressing high up the pitch around here. They were pressing high up the pitch. It meant that it was a 4-v-3 because Chelsea had 3 centre backs and Caicedo as the defensive midfielder. So it was a 3 versus 4. We had the extra man. Sometimes Caicedo would drop here. So we had the extra man to bypass whatever press that Wolves wanted to press. So that was something that was very good in with this 3-1-6. Then another thing was even in the midfield too, when it was because remember that I said that they played with a 5-2-3. Wolves responding with 5-2-3. Now even in the midfield when they are pressing, they are still outnumbered because it's a 3v2. 3v2 in this midfield. Cucurella, Dewsbury and Palmer. So Chelsea again still had the extra man in this midfield. The only place where we did not have the extra man was in this final third, basically when what's it called, when we're against their five players, their five defenders. And then in this game also, Wolves kept a very high line. The way Chelsea created chances in this game was basically utilizing the flank. We utilized the flank a lot. We had a lot of crosses. And the idea was, remember that I said that we were overloading them in their forward line. We overloaded them 4v3 because they were pressing with three in the front line. In the midfield, they had two players while we had three players, like I mentioned earlier. Then, with the way with given this dynamic of play, the way Chelsea created chances was Chelsea most times were playing the ball to the wingers. Because remember, I said we had a diamond midfield. So the Wolves shape, it was very narrow, very narrow. So since it was very narrow, it meant that wingers had space to exploit. Madueke had space to exploit on the right wing. Neto had space to exploit on the left wing. Why? Because Wolves, they were very narrow. So if you watch this game carefully, you know that Chelsea had a lot of crosses in this game, especially from Noni Madueke. So the idea was find the wingers. The wingers will not be 1v1. When the winger is with the ball, the winger will be 1v1. 1v1 against their man. Then if the winger can basically push the ball and get ahead of their man, they take a cross into the Wolves penalty box, and hopefully we get a goal from there. So that was one of the ways we created chance. Another way we created chance was by pinging the ball directly in this diamond midfield. So the idea was we ping the ball to somebody like Palmer, who was dropping deep, he was roaming. Then Palmer in turn will either find the wingers, either Neto or Madwiki, because once again the idea was crossing. That was the way we wanted to play create chance in this game. We were crossing. We had a lot of crosses in this game. If you paid attention to the game, so that was the idea. The idea was, regardless, either directly finding the wingers or going through the middle and finding the wingers. Like I said, Wolves, they were very narrow with their shape, and so it meant that the Chelsea wingers, they had lots of space to exploit. The first goal came from a set piece, and for me, I'm very happy that we scored for at least two goals. So I think two of the goals came from set piece, and for me, I'm very happy that we scored two goals from the set piece. Rich James was the one who pinged the ball in, and Tosin pinged the ball to Rich James and Tosin. Rich James played the ball to Tosin basically. Then Tosin basically found the back of the net and all that. So it was a good goal. Initially, the goal was ruled off as offside, but after a VAR check, they gave the goal, which was the right decision, to be honest. And it felt good seeing Chelsea score from a set piece, because set piece is something that we've not really scored from this season. Then the second goal came about from through the chance creation, through one of the methods in which we created chance. The main method through which we created chance, to be honest, crosses. The second goal, Noni Madueke was with the ball. He took a cross. Kenan Dewsbury all. Noni Madueke, Kenan Dewsbury all, then flicked it. Then Cucurella found the back of the net. So it was three players: Madweke, Dewsbury Hall, and Cucurella. Madweke got the ball from who did he get the ball from? I think it was from Cucurella or somebody in the midfield. Got the ball from somebody in the midfield. He had space on the wing, took a cross. Kenan Dewsbury Hall cleverly flicked it, and boom, the ball fell to Cucurella, who had transitioned from a left back, and he was high up the pitch. Remember that I said what I said about Cucurella's positioning. He was very high up the pitch. He was playing as one of the midfielders in this game, basically exploiting the left half space. So the ball fell to Cucurella, and Cucurella found the back of the net. That was a very good goal, and it shows a lot with Enzo Maresca, because Enzo Maresca has been sticking to these tactics for a very long time, and this is like the second goal that we are seeing from Cucurella in this from that position. I think the first goal was the game against Brentford. It was still Madueke again that basically created for Cucurella. Then the last goal was from a set piece also. Chaloba was one who headed into space. Then Madueke basically stole the goal. A tap in. So we can say Madueke stole the goal at the end of the day. Then throughout this match, I feel like Chelsea actually did something, did excellently. We were in control of the game. There was no time in which I felt like, oh, we were losing control, except maybe probably the last 10 minutes of the first half. Yes, we lost control in the last 10 minutes of the first half, and for me, the reason why we're losing control was because we're finding it difficult to actually win second balls. We were finding it difficult to win duels, win second balls, and that really took a toll on us. So that was why we lost control of the game. So apart from that last 10 minutes of the game, I felt like Chelsea had control of the game for most part in this game, and that is something that actually impresses me, because Having control is something that would help you to see off a game. And it is something that we have lacked in the last 5 games prior to this game against Wolves. We've lacked control of the game. That was why we lost to Fulham. That was why we lost to Ipswich. That was why we drew against Crystal Palace, because we lacked control. But in this particular game, of course, we did not control the game very well, but at least it was better, and that is something that I like. Now, getting the 3 points, like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, was very, very important. Given the fact that teams like Manchester City, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Bournemouth, they are all eyeing top four right now. So Chelsea needed to get the win, and it feels so good. And for me, I believe that Enzo Maresca got his statistics right, even though I necessarily don't like the 3-1 but the way the diamond was fluid in this particular game is something that actually helped us win the game, and it's something that I cannot complain about. Then on the weekend, during the weekend, we'll be facing Manchester City, and I would want to see how Enzo Maresca lines up for that particular game. Now, thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave your comments